What up everyone and welcome back. Today we are checking out episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again.
The show has been interesting so far. I mean, from the first 2 episodes, it definitely feels like Daredevil in a way, but it also feels a little bit different, especially stylistically, but also similar.
Yeah, killing off Foggy in the first episode was definitely a choice there. I do think that in terms of tonally, this is so much different than any of the other Disney Plus Marvel shows that we've had up to this point. I will say that there was a little bit of confusion with us, specifically when references to Kingpin and I guess what he may have went through in the Echo show. I honestly didn't realize he was a part of that show because we never watched it. But overall, I thought the first 2 episodes were pretty solid. I will say I had a couple of gripes, and one of them just being Vanessa and how she was with Kingpin, and I don't know if that was a storyline that was touched on in Echo, which made their relationship so estranged, because she was ride or die for Kingpin in the first run of this show. And I also will say the side characters I don't feel like are kind of gripping to me just yet. The guy who's the detective for Matt, he's just kind of there. Matt's girlfriend, I'm just not feeling at all. But I thought episode 2 ended really cool with that fight right there with Matt and those 2 cops. We obviously saw the Punisher tattoo on one of the cops' wrist. I feel like that's probably why he's gonna go seek out Frank Castle. Hopefully that happens in this episode. I kind of speculated in the last episode why they might even have that tattoo in the first place. And the only thing that kind of comes to mind is that they're trying to kind of take the Punisher's work and then do it for themselves. They're changing it a little bit, because I do think the guy who ran away that the White Tiger guy saved in the subway station, he was a criminal like he said, but he just didn't do what I guess they were accusing him of. In my head, it would make sense that they might have this twisted sense of justice where they're just killing all criminals. I do think that there was very strong performances by Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio in their 2 roles. It's interesting to see them fighting their inner natures, and it's kind of what's gonna push them back over the edge fully, because they kind of teetered a little bit there. Last episode, Kingpin with the whole threatening of the police commissioner, and then obviously Daredevil having to fight there, those cops. They both had that confrontation in the diner and said, y'all, you better not fucking do what I think you're gonna do to each other, and they're getting there.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see Frank Castle again. He's one of my favorite characters. It would be cool to see more of Karen too. I feel like I started to, I liked her kind of throughout, but it wasn't until the 3rd season where we saw her backstory that I was like, whoa, Karen Page. Her character got super developed, and I thought that was awesome the way they did that. It was also super sad and tragic.
That brother storyline.
Yeah, that was I cried. I don't know if she's gonna be in this that much though, because it kind of seems like she's off living in San Francisco, doing her own thing. I don't know if that was a beginning of the season thing, kind of saying farewell to Foggy, the 3 of them. Hopefully she comes back around though, because I really like her in the show, and I think, obviously I liked seeing the 3 of them, but now Foggy's not here. It would be cool to see how him and Karen kind of reconcile and work through their friendship, losing a big friend as well.
But if you want to have access to our full-length reactions of Daredevil, where you take a copy of your episode, sync it up with us, and watch it from beginning to end with no cuts, you can do so by checking out our Patreon. And don't forget to check out our second channel, Casey and Anthony. Not that Casey Anthony. It's our vlog channel. Casey actually just finished a video where she became a fan of Resident Evil in 7 days.
And the cookie doesn't croak, it sings its name. And the cookie, it mates for life. So every sunset, thousands of these frogs
start having sex.
Way to ruin the moment.
It's the music of the island.
Frog sex?
Oh my gosh.
What's up? Be cool. No one plays cowboy.
What is this about?
Evening, gentlemen.
These corrupt cops.
Couldn't trouble you for the keys to this fine vehicle, could I? You too, Susan. Are you a hard man, are you? Silly wee bastard.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I wonder if he has the little tattoo.
And you know what's funny? In that last episode, it almost kind of made it seem like Matt kind of sensed it, but how would he sense a tattoo? I know he could probably smell ink, but to know the shape of it?
Is that his omelet? I know he loves his omelet.
Honestly, just divorce her.
I hear Bacon's Freud triptych is coming up for auction again.
I wonder if those were cops and those guys were working for her.
I know that it hurts to just sit by.
It was.
We should make the appropriate calls and inspire Chief Gallo to make it a priority.
Makes me wonder what Kingpin would do with corrupt cops in his new role.
Whoever is left standing will come after you.
That world, kind of violence, petty blood feuds, none of it is our concern.
Is he trying to be beyond that?
I mean, it's not gonna last.
Yeah. It makes me sad to see them like this, to be honest. Their relationship.
You know you don't need those glasses indoors, right?
Nobody asked for your opinion on my fashion style.
You know, Murdoch, I bet Judge Cooper would be interested to hear that you're interfering with a police investigation.
The judge want to know that you're a bitch?
We yelled, we flashed our badges. Next thing I know, the guy just takes Cal and he just pushes him in front of the train.
Bullshit.
Gosh. All these lies.
Like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing.
Shut up, Hawk.
The Hawk.
You know, that's 8 years of beers and kids and just talking about how shitty the Knicks are.
How long have you been corrupt, though?
And how many others are there?
Officer Powell, good morning. I'm told you have a black eye. You testified that before my client arrived at the station, the place was a ghost town.
Come on, catch him in like a lie somehow.
So you're alone. No buskers or passengers, which means there certainly wasn't a confidential informant you were roughing up. Officer Powell, let's try this. You ever met a man named Nicky Torres?
Ooh, right to it.
Did you and Officer Shanahan have an arranged meeting with Nicky Torres on the platform that night?
You're gonna talk your way out of this one.
Yeah.
Told you I don't know him.
Ooh, that's like a very obvious location of your tattoo.
18 months ago, I got pinched for dealing. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I got a kid.
Were you passing along information to Officers Shanahan and Powell?
Better not fucking lie.
Since he has a kid, it's gonna be like they have, you know, that over him.
You've come this far, bro.
Remembering you're under oath.
No. I was home all night.
Oh, you lying son of a bitch. Fuck you. Let him kill him.
Oh my gosh.
When Hector Ayala intervened to save your life.
Objection.
With great risk, put himself in harm's way, didn't he?
Thing is, they probably would just kill you anyway, though.
The mayor's 30 minutes late.
He won't be joining us.
Vanessa sent this guy?
Truck hijackings, violence at the docks, gang war. These are the headlines splashed across the front page of the Examiner.
Okay, so they weren't cops.
This is what you owe Victor. Restitution.
So he's just mediating like the two gangs?
So what do we have without Nicky?
Nothing. He's innocent. We put him on the stand. He tells his side of the story.
We're gonna need a lot more bourbon.
What you're trying to do, it's not going to work.
Counseling?
Is she trying to like say because they're going to counseling it's not gonna work?
Let's not fall into a place where I don't trust you.
You don't trust her?
I don't like watching everything fall apart.
I respect that. You wanted to keep the peace.
Let's talk about it here.
I know. We are in therapy.
Mr. Ayala, how often would you say you're at the 168th Street subway station?
No, a few times a week. It's close to the apartment.
Would you mind walking us through what happened that night?
You think he would just say that I'm White Tiger?
I don't know if this early it would get revealed, but also I don't know.
I was just trying to help.
You decided to risk your own safety to help a stranger. Wasn't the first time, was it?
Oh, he's gonna throw it out.
He is. I wasn't expecting that.
You intervened that night because you're a hero.
Matt, don't do this.
Oh, he is. Oh,
yes or
shit.
no? Are you the vigilante
You
known as the
outed
White
him.
Tiger?
A hero. That's kind of crazy coming from him, though. You know,
Yeah.
somebody who wanted to keep his identity secret for so long.
Well, he doesn't have options right now. How much bourbon did he have?
But did he still have some, like, up until this point?
You are a real slippery piece of shit, you know
You
that?
sat in that very spot, and you misled me.
I mean, cat's out of the bag.
What happened to all that lofty rhetoric about unfairly biasing the jury?
Hector's alter ego is critical to this case.
As you just said before that it wasn't.
Where you're probably gonna have people, maybe, like that he's helped come forward, maybe?
Maybe.
You blew open this door, Mr. Murdoch, which means...
Yeah, it's open season on my client. I get it.
Well, Kingpin might get involved now because Vigilante.
You should have asked me first.
Probably should have, to be honest.
I think he just had lack of options.
Just trying to keep you out of prison, buddy.
But it's like, you know, coming from him who's been there.
You know, Hector, if you are acquitted, your White Tiger days are over.
And like, you took that from him too. And like, he didn't even get a say in it. It's kind of, that's like, yeah, messed up, you know.
Maybe he could become the Green Frog.
Being the White Tiger is more than just putting on a suit. He chose me. Might as well ask me to stop breathing.
Hey, he's all too familiar with that.
There are other ways to help. And for what it's worth, I think you might be surprised at how much you don't miss being him.
Oh, that's bullshit coming from you, Matt.
Uh-huh.
And this SUV, it runs a stop sign and it just plows right into us.
Are these people that he
Engine
saved?
caught on fire.
Oh, they're probably gonna like, you know.
Character witnesses.
Yes.
More police reports. Officer Reyes, Officer Wong.
I will say though, if he's able to get out of this, they're coming for him.
Yeah.
Like these corrupt cops.
But why would Hector? Why would he do this without the amulet? It gives him extraordinary strength and power. Would any of you walk into battle with one arm?
I want to see this amulet in action.
I like to submit the amulet as evidence.
Every night, Hector Ayala goes out and risks his life to keep his neighborhood safe, to protect his community.
Well, this town just voted for Fisk, and his whole thing was getting vigilantes off the street.
Do you know what happens to a person when they get hit by a train?
No, like he's appealing to like the, you know.
All of your bones break.
Gosh.
All of your organs are
sympathy.
eviscerated.
Or at least he felt no pain. It was instantaneous.
But here's the kicker. You're still alive.
Oh, maybe not. Fuck.
His horn.
He's like, well, I'm Daredevil as well. Like, everything just gets aired out in this trial.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
I feel like it's going to be guilty.
Yeah, I feel like it too.
In the matter of the people versus Hector Ayala, on the count of murder in the first degree, the jury finds the defendant not guilty.
Oh, shit!
Wow, I thought it was going to be guilty.
Count of manslaughter in the first degree.
Oh, wait, this one might.
The defendant not guilty.
Oh, really? Okay, I was like, if any of them, it's going to be manslaughter.
It's concluded.
Well, good. You didn't win, Hawk. You tried.
But look at those cops, though.
I know. And now they know who he is. They know what he does. They know about his family.
And this case seems like, it like kind of spread throughout the city, so the Kingpin obviously knows about it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
I kind of feel bad for him. Like, he's just gonna have... you didn't ask to be in the situation. I mean, I know he, was just trying to help, but then it's like, now everything came out, and now you're gonna have this massive target on your back.
We're grateful that justice was served, everyone. No further comment at this stage. Thank you.
It's gotta be Kingpin watching. Yep.
Yeah.
Daniel, your friend, the journalist BB, tell her I want to see her again.
What is he gonna tell her? What spin does he want out there right now?
My old partner and I, straight out of law school, we were so broke. We pulled about everything we had together for an office bottle of Melvin's. Only broke it open when we won.
Oh.
I think I remember that.
And he's not here for this.
You're talking about your friend Foggy Nelson, right? Kind of wondering when he would.
To be honest, even though I ship Karen and Frank Castle, because I just like their chemistry, it would have made sense for him to be with Karen because she knew who he was and, you didn't have to hide yourself.
The Ayala verdict is an absolute miscarriage of justice.
Okay, so this is the spin.
Una palabra.
No, he's going back out.
Oh, White Tiger! Good. I'm glad. I'm worried about you, but I'm also glad.
I feel like he might die.
Oh, I hope not. Well, he has his amulet. Whatever that does.
I ran on a promise. And the acquittal of Hector Ayala. Man, should I keep it?
Oh my gosh!
No, but amulet!
I don't know if the amulet can... The fucking this blood!
But, what if he can revive?
I don't know. He didn't say that in the trial. He said power.
Oh!
That's not Frank.
I mean, yeah.
Wow. He's dead.
You think?
He's
But
absolutely
they
dead.
emphasize the amulet and that he just put on his mask and walked 5 feet and then got shot in the head. I wanted to see him actually be a hero and go out.
Guess we'll never see those frogs fucking again.
I don't think he's dead.
He's dead.
You think?
He's so
Am I
dead.
just in denial?
Yes, you are in very massive denial right now. That dude is
Okay,
dead.
but if I'm right and he's not,
that dude's dead. Come on, he's
I'm
freaking dead.
I'm banking on the amulet. What power do you have?
So I think that this is what's going to propel the story forward. I was kind of questioning what was going to be the case with the whole tattoo and also the neck tattoo that we saw in this episode. I didn't think that there was a real logical way that Matt would have known about that this is a Punisher tattoo. Even if he could smell the ink on him, I don't think he could tell the shape of it and whatnot. But obviously, kind of what I was thinking, these cops are taking justice into their own hands here. And we kind of knew that there was going to be a target painted on his back, even if he got out of this. And honestly, they probably would have come from him either way, regardless whether he was out there in his outfit or not. This episode was mostly courtroom case and politics. And I thought it was really interesting. It kept my attention despite not being heavy action oriented. But I do think that this is what's going to now finally, well, I mean, he doesn't know quite yet with the whole Punisher emblem and whatnot, but he is going to go seek out Frank Castle by finding out about it some way or another. The logo is going to come into Matt's mind, and that's when he's going to go seek out Frank. And he knows Frank well enough that he's not going to go out there thinking that it was Frank Castle who killed this guy. But I'm really interested to see them teaming up because obviously he's not going to like that they're using his emblem. It's kind of like when Poindexter was using the Daredevil outfit in season 3.
I also wonder how Matt's gonna feel. He's probably gonna feel guilty about this. I mean, he just put it out there and just didn't even think about it. I mean, I know why he did it, but it's just kind of crazy coming from him and who he is and how long he dealt with not wanting his identity out there. And,
he's definitely going to feel responsible. But what I do think is going to be interesting is how how public perception is going to start shifting. Because I know it was just the jury that acquitted him, but I mean, those are people from New York, and now it's going to be like this thing where how will Fisk handle it if the public and New York specifically starts favoring vigilantes?
Yeah, I mean, especially because like an innocent man who got acquitted at the trial just got shot in the street, you know, and then especially in his outfit too.
But like I said before the episode, if you want to have access to our full-length reactions of this episode, where you take a copy of your episode, sync it up with us, and watch it from beginning to end with no cuts, you can do so by checking out our Patreon, and the link is down below.